I have a pretty interesting interview here. I have TStrong joining me from TangleSwap, and we're going to find out how this protocol building over on Iota is moving over, well, not moving over, but expanding over to the Cardano ecosystem. And I'm pretty excited about this one because it's this expansion, this interoperability, and all this extra users and liquidity that's potentially coming from the Iota ecosystem. TStrong, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, Peter, pleasure to be here. Very excited about joining the Cardano ecosystem and also being with you here in this interview. So very happy about the warm welcome that all the Cardano ecosystem gave us while we announced it on Twitter and Discord. Was incredible to see all the support in there. And looking forward to hear more from you.
It definitely was a warm welcome. The tweets, the reactions, everything around it on social media was definitely a positive thing. So we're really interested to see what you guys have to bring to the Cardano ecosystem. But before we get into that, can we learn a little bit more about yourself and how you got into the crypto space, and also why you chose Iota and TangleSwap to be a part of?
Yeah, sure. So I started in crypto in 2016, 17. That's where I really got involved with it. Um, then became a member of the Iota community for some time. And as I got more experience on DeFi and the wider crypto space, 2020, I decided that it was a good moment to explore the possibility of bringing something by that was built specifically for this community, and co-founded TangleSwap in 2021 together with Sebain, my co-founder. He's the one that has a more technical background. I have more business background. I worked in finance, in banking, and before joining the crypto space. And we decided to fund TangleSwap because we think that a DEX and a DeFi protocol that is like the rock solid foundation of any ecosystem. And we wanted to bring the best of it to this community. Later on, we decided to expand it, but in short, we were thinking that Iota has a pretty similar vision as to Cardano, of becoming a very not so speculative, but with real world use cases protocol. Um, and they are achieving it. The developments maybe not as fast as many would like to, but things in tech go as it is. If you want to have a high quality protocol, you need to wait a little bit for it to arrive. And after 2 years of development, we are happy that TangleSwap is now fully built, fully integrated, fully audited, and ready to bring the best to both ecosystems.
And I'm pretty excited that you guys have decided to come over to the Cardano side as well. And I have to say, I did play around with Iota back in the day when it first launched, but there wasn't much more to do with the chain. So I kind of left it back in, I think, 2017 or 2018. I set up a node. I did all this stuff. I really got into the ecosystem as well. I really enjoyed it. But and I love the tech. I love the idea about it. But I wasn't too much more for me at that point, and hence I moved over to other chains at that point. But what is it about TangleSwap that's different and unique to the ecosystem, and what are you guys offering for the Cardano users?
Yeah, so in short, we could first compare it to the wider crypto space, because I think that TangleSwap has enough competitive advantage to compete one-to-one with the major DeFi protocols outside Iota and Cardano. We have put together a lot of innovations that tackle the main shortcomings of Web3, so capital efficiency. We have put together a decentralized reputation system. We have a fully permissionless launchpad, so all the essentials that a proper ecosystem needs to kickstart the growth phase of their DeFi space. But particularly for the Iota and Cardano ecosystems, we have built a concentrated liquidity DEX, kind of could be thought as Uniswap 3.5, because now with before you have the hooks and can modify the fee structure. But yeah, kind of it's concentrated liquidity, so it's way more efficient. Users will be able to get a tangible sense of it very soon, how efficient it is. We have concentrated smart farms, which are great for pushing back mercenary capital. We have this decentralized reputation system powered by staking, as I mentioned before, NFT staking, and the fully permissionless launchpad, where users will be able to launch any token in less than 5 minutes, no code at all, with a lot of features that make the sale very interesting, can make the sale very interesting. So, pretty excited about it.
Okay, I can understand some of those things. How users can take advantage of them, like a launchpad. There's quite a few of them around, and being able to launch your own project or token on there is highly advantageous. But what about this concentrated liquidity market maker? Can you explain how that works? It's a little bit of a new concept and idea for users in the Cardano ecosystem.
Sure. So, in short, when you're providing liquidity on a traditional DEX, conventional AMM, which is a fork, well, most of them are forks from Uniswap V2, for those that are familiar with it, you're providing liquidity from a range that goes from zero to infinity. So I think that the best example that I can use for this is a stable pair. So USDT, USDC, you wouldn't expect the price to go far away from the $1 mark. But on conventional AMMs, what you are doing is providing liquidity from zero to infinity. So you are literally providing liquidity for the 0.001 price to USDT, USDC, and you're providing liquidity for the 10,000 price for USDT, USDC. And this is not going to happen unless one of those crashes to oblivion, right? So it's quite inefficient if you think it in that way. You're providing liquidity on a super wide range for a pair that it's where most of the price action happens in very few things, cents of difference. On DEXs, you measure them by ticks, but for users to understand it, I will refer it as cents or micro cents. Really, it's very very narrow the range on stablecoins. So all this efficiency, we are bringing it to Cardano, and users will be able to now provide liquidity in a much more efficient way. This has two things that are need to be taken into account. On one hand, the price impact for traders gets reduced to minimum. So each ADA that you provide liquidity with is now can be now 3, 10, 20 times more relevant for the pool. And also LPs get much more fees because their liquidity is much more used. So these are the two main advantages for both traders and liquidity providers.
That's super interesting. And I really love that idea. I think a few more protocols on the Cardano ecosystem are taking advantage of that kind of model. And what about this the concentrated liquidity smart farming? Does it leverage some of those same concepts and ideas there?
Exactly. Equally efficient to the concentrated liquidity, we have built the farms. Basically, now projects can leverage the fact that users can choose the price range and incentivize either ranges that are close to the current price, so they reward the liquidity that's effectively being used, unlike traditional dexes where you reward liquidity that's maybe sitting unused eternally. Um, and then you have also the possibility to incentivize certain market behaviors, like incentivizing liquidity that's above or behind the current price if you want to incentivize certain types of market actions. So yeah, protocols are effectively becoming their own market makers by guiding the community into providing liquidity in one side or the other, or close to current price as they wish.
Okay, now I'll link I'll put links in the show notes down below to the white paper and the documents and the docs, so that if people want to dig into this idea and concepts a little bit further, they can do so and get into the minute technicalities of it all. So, why is it that you guys want to expand to different ecosystems, and why now Cardano? You could have gone to any other ecosystem before Cardano. I know you said that there's ideologies aligned with Iota, but being where you are at the moment, you could have chosen another chain that has more TVL or more active users, or something else.
Yeah, that's an excellent question. As you mentioned, I think that that's very important. That one of the things that we took into account was the community. So we think that we have Iota and Cardano has a lot of shared values, shared community, and both communities are quite compatible. So it wouldn't be a shock within the protocol to expand there. That's one of the first major points. Second major point is that Cardano is what Cardano offers is a truly decentralized and robust framework for protocols to deploy at. And that's something quite important for a DEX where you want to achieve maximum decentralization and robustness for security. You are going to handle probably millions in volume, TVL, and even more. And it's quite important that the solid foundation of what you're building on, it's very robust. And Cardano is probably the best protocol at it, close to Bitcoin, a few others, but it's quite a handful of those that are able to offer this level of decentralization and security. And we thought that this was the perfect opportunity to truly ensure that TangleSwap has this solid layer uh, behind it.
Those are definitely two pillars in the Cardano ecosystem that we hold close to our hearts: decentralization and security. So it's definitely something to look for when you're selecting a chain to move to. Now, in regards to actually deploying onto Cardano, are you writing in like Cardano smart contracts in Aiken and Haskell and Plutus, or how is this actually being done?
Yeah, that's another excellent question. We are actually an EVM protocol, and this means that we are using the wrap smart contracts of Milcomera to interact directly with the Cardano ecosystem.
Right.
In one hand, we will enable partners and outside users to easily onboard the Cardano ecosystem, but on the other hand, through wrap smart contracts, Cardano users will have a native like experience. So we are kind of getting the best of both worlds into Cardano.
How did you find out about it? Just out of curiosity, did DC Spark, did the team reach out to you guys in particular, or did you just stumble across it and found out that you can implement wrap smart contracts and deploy it on your decks?
It was actually at Paris. We met some guys that were in the Cardano community, and we told them that we are thinking about going to Cardano, but yeah, we are in for EVM chains, and they told us about the wrap smart contracts from Ecomeda, which are launching soon, and so on. Then we reached out to Nico and Sebas, and we started our conversations.
Cool, very very cool indeed. So what's the strategy and what's on the roadmap to grow the protocol on the Cardano side?
Yeah, so we are now handling, we are structuring a testnet phase where we want to showcase the potential of TangleSwap. I think this one is going to be very interesting for users because they will have a very tangible sense of how their current LP positions compare on one DEX or in us directly. Um, This one is I think it's quite important. Also, we are in talks with many protocols in the Cardano ecosystem. Can't say anything for now, but we are trying to bring as much value as possible to the DEX. And on the other hand, we are in talks also with private liquidity providers and trying to make them deploy capital on the LPs that we are going to mostly incentivize. For them, it's quite important that there are stable coins, so we will need first to sort that out. But once this is sorted out, I think that we have very positive impressions on our conversations with them.
Very good. Very cool to hear indeed. When can we start playing around with the testnet? It's I think about a week since you made this announcement that you're moving over to Cardano. When can we actually play with it on testnet?
We are aiming for early to mid November to be able to launch it in a way that's free of bugs and issues and is scalable. Yeah, probably early to mid November.
Okay, very soon. Looking forward to it. And to keep people busy in the meantime, you guys also have a Zealy campaign to try and spread the word about the TangleSwap and everything that you guys are doing. How can people participate in that? And you got some interesting prizes here as well. They're worth quite a bit.
Yeah, I think that's very important to spread the word about what we have built and explain it a little bit because we have like to make people understand what we are bringing to the ecosystem. It's not always so easy. Many barely know how DeFi works or how a DEX works. So we are pouring a lot of efforts on this educational campaign, trying to, as you mentioned, to spread the word. And yeah, participating is quite easy. Just joining the Zealy and completing quests. We update it twice a week, and they are usually not very time consuming, so it's quite easy to follow up. Prices, yeah, we have a big price pot actually, composed by 400 souls, which are our PFP NFTs that we are bridging from the Iota ecosystem into the Cardano ecosystem. We have prices in ADA and Shimmer up to 40,000 ADA, and we have also Genesis NFTs, but this is important to note only exist on the Iota ecosystem. So if anyone wants it, they will need to set up a wallet over there. Yeah, and they are currently valued at I think it's $60,000 per the floor price of these NFTs. Important to note as well that they have millions in traded value on this other ecosystem. So
Wow.
it's not like we are setting the prices or anything. It's yeah, truly an NFT that's quite traded in the space.
I might have to fire up my Iota wallet and find out what I've done with my I think it was called M Iota,
Yeah,
and yeah, where I've placed all that. I might actually have a lot left. Who knows?
yeah. If you don't remember, then you should.
All right. So, is there anything else that we need to know about the protocol, or anything you need to highlight for the community?
Not really. I think that we covered most of the key aspects of it. I would really encourage people to not just listen to what I have to say, but test it. Really, it's going to be much more clear once people test it how more efficient and superior in some ways the protocol is compared to existing options in the market. How easy we are driving our vision is to bring in what we call as invisible DeFi to the protocol, so users don't really need to understand complex terms as what gas is or what a chain is or how to set up this or other wallet. We want the process to be super seamless for users as it is in fintech or traditional banking, and we are heading there. It's a process. We are not yet there yet. It's a process that will require a lot of work. But I think that once people truly test the platform and sees how it compares to other products, they will understand all these words that we are putting together in here.
All right. I'm looking forward to that testnet and getting my hands on it to see exactly what you guys have to offer. But TStrong, thank you so much for joining me on this episode and taking me through the TangleSwap ecosystem.
Thanks, Peter. It was really a pleasure, and looking forward to catch up very, very soon.
Yeah, gotta do it like that. You've been listening to the Learn Cardano podcast. Gotta get it hype. Crypto is what we like, but this is not investment or financial advice. Gotta do your research, cause it's risky. We know it is. This show is educational and it's informative. Crypto's the future, really, it ain't no debate.